for the race. Actually, we'll get on to that
Save that for a
later,
peaceful moment in the race as we're about
because we are going to start the race. And obviously, the game likes to wait the drivers. There's someone who's jumping the start there. And the lights are off, and a safety car we have. So, yeah, I will now switch back to you. What would the preferred...
So here we go then. We can finally get underway with a rolling start.
Gone. And Elias is going to be burning down everything, trying to get closer as a few more drivers actually enter the pits. But Elias can't do it into turn 1. Tetraby just hanging on behind. And I believe Shay's had a bit of an incident as they are getting swallowed by a few cars as well. I think Shay's probably lost about 5 positions in that corner alone. And Elias is going to go down the inside.
And the switch back from Blade.
I wasn't watching that. And Elias is now going to have to try and get past. He's going to go down the outside into turn 4. And I think he's just ahead before the breaking point. And I think he squeezes Blade a little bit. And it's now a better traction, or it's now a thing of who has the better traction. Elias cuts off Blade, and Elias is now leading the race, but will Blade be able to try?
The game.
I thought everyone had that. But under the safety car restart now, Elias is gone. And I don't think Blade was expecting something like that, as he's fallen down by nearly half a second. So I think Elias has controlled that restart very well. So has Blade, but is going to probably be under pressure by Tetraby coming into turn 3. Is Tetraby going to have a move? Or is going to have a look down the inside? He's getting closer. He's getting closer. Yes, he's going to go for the send down the inside. And I think, not Tetraby. Blade leaves the space and Tetraby gets the move done, but it's still going to be side by side as they go into turn 4. Did Blade get the better traction to stay ahead of Tetraby into turn 4? It's still going to be side by side, and I think there's probably a little bit of contact there, but Tetraby just holds the line, and I think probably got the better traction out of turn 4, but it's still side by side as they head into turn 6 and 7, and I think Tetraby had to back out of that one, and Blade retains Carowin in the wall or something like that. Has certainly lost some positions, and it's going to be Timmy and Shay going side by side. Timmy just getting the move done, but Shay is still there on the inside as they come into turn 6. Who is going to be the better, braver driver? And there's contact there, and both drivers spin out, and I believe that is not what Timmy would have wanted. And Timmy is now back out on the track, as I think there's another driver going. I mean, that is the point. If people didn't put that on their setups from qualifying, then they wouldn't have it. They've had time to put their setups on now. But as we go to 5 red lights for the second time in this race, tier 1, and it's lights out and it's foot to the floor, and looks like Elias did get a good start. And I think Blade got a not good start. And I think Pablo sends one down the inside. And I think Tano's going to go 3 wide with Tetraby in their restroom. Someone's been putting a wall, and I think that was remote Banjo.
Between Banjo,
Raiko and Ojobi, I do believe.
Raiko, yeah.
But as the safety car comes into the pits, we get underway as Elias is now gone now, and I think Pablo was ready for it. As we see another driver head into the pits, which I believe is it Timmy? I believe Timmy's gone into the pit lane. But Elias just controlling the pace at the front. However, Pablo is going to be wanting to...
Can you show penalties?
Well, not right now because, we're at the start of the race. But Pablo chasing down Elias. Blade as well is maybe trying to fend off Tan. It's racing. You want to see it, but it just never happens. And I think Neon and Albin are going to go side by side. And I think it's going to be 3 wide into turn 4. What's happening here? But I think Albin and Nev Restring were having a bit of a moment. Now Neon and Zlagi go side by side, or it was going to go side by side, down the run into turn 4. But looks like Neon is just ahead of Zlagi as they get into turn 4. So that is Neon securing P7 at the moment. Opportunity.
Can't believe I've just seen that in the league race.
He's closing up, he's closing up, he's closing up. Does he go for the dive? He does. And it looks like Tano goes for the dive on Blade as well. And I think Tano gets it done on Blade. However, Blade does get a pretty good exit and gets past you know, Tano again. However, Elias is going to look down the inside of Pablo.
As they
In case
touch.
he's done, there's a little bit of contact there.
There's a
As
little bit
Tano
of
still holds it
contact.
around the outside of Blade. And Elias, I think, is up back into P1. And Tano gets the move stick on Blade as well.
Nice stuff from Tano. As well as I'm seeing this pink Alpine livery for the first time, and geez, it is beautiful.
But Pablo now has decided to bolt on the restart. I don't think Elias was fully expecting it, as Elias didn't really get the best of starts there. Blade, I think, is just following Elias. Shay as well, just following. It's going to be very interesting if Blade can do it, and I think Elias is actually going to have a send on Pablo as well. Pablo just protects P1 for the time being. However, Elias, probably with a better traction, is probably going to keep in front of Pablo. But Pablo is going to keep one down the inside into turn 4. And Elias leaves the space. Pablo is right there, and looks like Blade might even get into this, but Blade decides to back down. And Elias on the inside for turn 6. And it's still going to be side by side. It is great racing between these two. This is exactly what we want to see in Tier 1. And Pablo somehow keeps ahead of Elias. However, Blade is really going to be wanting to get past Elias. But Elias is raring to try and get the move back down on Pablo. And Elias doesn't actually get the best of it.
Pushes Pablo slightly wide.
Yeah, but he didn't get a good exit.
Is Max going to be able to overtake both of them?
I think Max has got the double overtake, and Max now leading the Austrian Grand Prix. What a move that was from Max. And I think like
Pablo and Elias is still battling. As Blade's going to look to overtake
Yeah, Blade's going to have a look as well. But I think Max, like 5 laps ago, was in like P5. And he's now leading the race. 2 drivers, so guess that was good for him. But now glitched back. Elias has glitched back behind these drivers. And is going to be ghosted inside of Shay, and is now unghosted. And there's a spin there for Shay. Did Elias tap him round?
I have no idea. I didn't quite capture it.
I think Elias might have tapped him. And it's still going to be side by side by these two, with these 2 drivers. And Albin just gets ahead of Elias. But now we turn our attention to the man who, I can't remember where he started, but in the McLaren in inverted commas. Yeah, there's 2 McLarens. The first one being Pablo, who comes ahead to cross the line to win Tier 1 of the Austrian Grand Prix, not Australian Grand Prix. And even though Blade finishes P4, Albin and Elias do take P2 and 3 with penalties. Neb takes home P5. Max in